Tonight, faculty and staff go trick-or-treating.
And students get a scare. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision Nightly News for November 1st, 2012. I'm Courtney Addison.
And I'm Judson Garner. Thank you for joining us this evening. A group of 4 archaeology students spent 6 weeks this past summer in Israel, and yesterday they shared with their peers and professors what they did. Troy University students partnered with other students from Harvard University, Wheaton College, and Boston College to take part in the Leon Levy expedition to Ashkelon, which is an ongoing excavation of the ancient city. The city is about 35 miles south of Tel Aviv. Students from the university have been working on the site since 2009. Joel Jackson, one of the students who went on the expedition, says that they uncovered many interesting items. The site that they were working on was particularly used for dog burials. We'll have more on that trip tomorrow on TrojanVision Nightly News.
Troy University learned about ways to teach literature to foreign students. Yesterday afternoon, Troy University's English department held a forum content language teaching. Students in Troy's TESOL, or Teachers of English to Speak of Other Languages program, showed how they use the book The Pianist to create lesson plans to teach the English language to foreign language speakers. The Pianist is a common reader for the Troy University's College of Communication and Fine Arts. Yesterday's forum was the 26th installment of the English Department's English Language Forums.
Last night was Halloween. Some students went trick-or-treating or maybe dressed up as their favorite superhero, but one Troy organization made sure all students had the opportunity to participate in Halloween festivities. The University Activities Council held a haunted house themed the Haunted Asylum at the Arboretum. Troy students were able to dress up in Halloween costumes and go through spooky maze and to see scary monsters around every corner. One UAC member said that he was happy with the haunted house event and was able to be on Halloween night.
I was fortunate that USC does their events on Wednesday night, and this year Halloween fell on Wednesday. So we got people hiding in the woods and people in the house all dressed up, and everybody's excited. It's kind of like a maze. You got to figure out where you're going, and then there's a large projection where music will be playing, and secretly spiders can be thrown down from the balcony and stuff. So
100 students showed up to the UAC haunted house. The next UAC event will be Dollar Movie Night on Wednesday.
And while some Troy students were getting scared last night, others opened their homes to children looking for candy. Halloween is known for scary costumes, ghosts, and candy corn, but the Troy University Greek community took time out of their day to give the children of Pike County a safe place to trick-or-treat. One sorority member says she enjoys being able to open up her home to the community.
I just really enjoyed being able to come together with my sorority sisters and be able to open up our home to the children, because sometimes Pike County isn't the safest place to trick-or-treat, and we were just able to interact with everybody, and it was a really good time.
Sorority Hill was transformed into Haunted Hill on Wednesday night. Greek organizations had various games set up across the lawn. Games such as Unwrap the Mummy and Fishing for Candy were just two of the most popular games available. Although some people may see Haunted Hill as just another way to give out candy, one sorority member says it's a great way for Troy students to become role models to the children of Pike County.
Yeah, I think that it's just awesome to be a part of something bigger than just your own house, and to just come out and know that everybody a part of the Greek system is here getting involved in our community, especially with the younger kids who might not have a lot of people to look up to. I really feel like there's a lot of great role models out here that they can. So it's just great. It's fun.
Some people would say the outward perceptions of the Greeks isn't always great, but another Greek member feels Haunted Hill helps to break that stereotype.
I just really feel like it's a good environment for the kids just to come out here and see how the Greek system works or whatever. Like, it's kind of gets rid of the stereotypes that they have of us, and just they get to hang out and have fun, and I just think it's a good place for them to come and see how we interact and everything.
And as always, when we think of Halloween, something that is always a hit is candy.
What was your favorite part about getting to come tonight?
Getting candy.
Haunted Hill was a huge success, and many houses ran out of candy by the end of the night.
And now taking a look at news from around the state, in Montgomery, federal authorities say a woman has pleaded guilty to what they described as sophisticated identity theft. They described this as a scheme to defraud the government. The U.S. Department of Justice says Antoinette Desjardins pleaded guilty yesterday in 2 cases.
And in Phoenix City, authorities are searching for an inmate they say was inadvertently released from a county jail. The Russell County Sheriff says an inmate, a suspect in a grocery store robbery, was released Tuesday by mistake.
In Birmingham, police thought they were responding to a woman shot in her SUV, but they found a woman they described as drunk and slumped over the wheel in her car, blood-soaked in her blood-soaked zombie Halloween costume at a Birmingham intersection.
And still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, the soccer team hopes to keep their season alive in the conference tournament. Justin McNally will give us the details later in sports.
But first, the presidential election is next week. We'll have a look at the battleground states and more after the break.
I'm Danielle Nottingham. Coming up, the race for the White House picks up where it left off in key battleground states.
Come on, let's go.
Hey, hi, what's your name? You live around here? You're pretty. Where are you guys going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
Guess it's about time to get you fixed, sweetie.
Your pets will start getting noticed sooner than you think. Accidental litters lead to millions killed in shelters each year. Help prevent more. Fix at month 4.
I've been taking classes at Troy Online for years. The staff and the professors, they care about developing me, not just academically, but in my future career. I feel that Troy is preparing me for my next mission.
On campus or online, Troy offers you an extraordinary education that can take you anywhere you want to go. Troy University. It's all you need to know.
I'm John Phillips. I'm an active duty soldier attending school full-time, and I choose Troy.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we'll go to Courtney Addison at the Global News Desk. Courtney.
Thanks, Judson. Election day is fast approaching, and polls show the presidential race as tight as ever. President Obama is back on the trail after spending the last few days dealing with Superstorm Sandy. Mitt Romney is dedicating his whole day to a battleground he wants in his win column on Tuesday. Danielle Nottingham reports from the White House.
Mitt Romney revved up his attack on President Obama at a Virginia window and door factory.
They're making products for America, and they and their family and all the people who work at Marvin, they did build this.
The last few days, Romney toned down his criticism as the president dealt with Superstorm Sandy. But this battleground state will help decide who wins the White House, and Romney is doing all he can to lock in votes.
The Obama folks are chanting 4 more years, 4 more years. But our chant is this: 5 more days. 5 more days is our chant.
Romney has cut the president's lead in half in Virginia. The latest CBS News poll of likely voters has it as a 2-point race. The president left the White House early today after 3 days off the campaign trail. He's on a 2-day trip to 4 critical states.
Hello, Wisconsin!
The president is hitting Wisconsin, Nevada, and Colorado today after comforting storm victims in New Jersey Wednesday.
We'll win this election, and together we'll renew those bonds and reaffirm that spirit that makes the United States of America the greatest nation on earth.
The Obama campaign is also out with a new ad featuring General Colin Powell's endorsement.
Well, I think we ought to keep on the track that we are on.
The ad is expected to run in 10 key states. Election officials say more than 19 million people nationwide have already cast their ballots. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, the White House.
New York City is slowly rebounding, but the lack of reliable mass transit and power is still hampering the recovery. Vanita Nair has the story from hard-hit Lower Manhattan.
Traffic is a nightmare entering Manhattan for the second day in a row. With mass transit running limited service, thousands of commuters have no choice but to drive into the city.
This is madness. I've never seen it like this. I've lived around here for like 4 or 5 years already, and never seen anything like it.
The city is attempting to alleviate congestion. 7 major routes into Manhattan are limited to vehicles carrying 3 or more people.
I know it is inconvenience for a lot of people, but the bottom line is the streets can only handle so much.
Police set up checkpoints to enforce the restrictions, including one temporarily near the George Washington Bridge. It created mass confusion because that route was not supposed to be restricted. Subways are running again.
It's great. So just everybody needs to have a little bit of patience, and I think they're doing the best they can.
But no trains are going to Lower Manhattan. As many as 3,000 commuters are waiting in long lines in Brooklyn to get a bus ride into the city. Close to 230,000 residents in Lower Manhattan still don't have power. So for restaurants like this one who open their doors, business is booming, even if the cook is sleeping upstairs right now.
People just need coffee, and they're happy to have a hot cup of coffee. So that's wanted to open so we could do that.
Tonight's Knicks-Nets NBA opener at Brooklyn's brand new Barclays Center has been postponed, but this weekend's New York Marathon is still on. The mayor says it is important for the city's economy to run the race. Vanita Nair for CBS News, New York.
Our waistlines are growing worldwide, and our pets are also packing on the pounds. An estimated 54% of dogs and cats in the U.S. are overweight or obese. In Britain, pet owners are fighting back. CBS's Monica Villamizar reports from London.
7-year-old Jack was out of breath and overweight. The supersized spaniel was so big he could barely move when Mac and Rose Welsh adopted him.
He couldn't close his legs. He couldn't close his legs at all. They were that wide apart.
So they signed up their dog, who they nicknamed Jumbo Jack, for Britain's Pet Fitness Club. With more than a third of dogs overweight or obese in England, the group is helping pets transform their bodies as part of a 6-month fitness program.
Doctors say just like people, obese pets are more likely to have heart problems, diabetes, and other complications.
Look at that waist. Veterinarian Elaine Pendlebury says you should be able to feel the animal's ribs through their skin.
The ideal shape is to have the waist coming up like this. You have that svelte appearance there.
She says one of the biggest mistakes people make is overfeeding their pets.
It's ideal if you're a couch potato because you have like one biscuit for me, one biscuit for the dog, that kind of thing. And when you think about it, the calorific requirement for a dog is very much smaller than ours.
Vets say one human treat alone can give a cat or a dog a quarter of the calories it needs in a whole day.
Unbelievable. 15 inches. Wow.
Jack's measurements and weight are taken each month. 10 months after starting the fitness plan, he has lost nearly half of his body weight.
Well done, good boy.
He was even crowned champion of the program's diet competition. Monica Villamizar, CBS News, London.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, you can tune in to Trojan Vision Global News right after the nightly news. Now, back to you, Judson.
Thanks, Courtney. And now Justin McNally joins us for a look at sports. So, Justin, disappointing day yesterday for the soccer team.
That's right. The soccer team looked to extend their season. You know, it hadn't really been the best season for them, but they just couldn't get it done. But I'll get to that more here in sports. Right. With a chance to extend their season one more game and get back on track to what looked like what was going to be a promising season, the Trojan soccer team could not overcome an early goal and fell to the FIU Panthers 2-0 in the quarterfinals of the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. The Trojans allowed a goal in the 15th minute to Chelsea Leyva, her 11th of the season. That goal was all it took as the Trojans were unable to put any goals on the board for the 6th time this season. The Panthers added another goal in the 80th minute to seal the win. The Trojans can take some positives away from this season. They finished with the 3rd highest win total in school history with 9 wins, and a 6th place ranking in the Sun Belt was the 2nd highest Sun Belt finish as well. The Trojans will only lose one senior, Aaron Sursley, who played the 2nd most games in school history with 80. The Trojans hope to rebound and make another run for the conference title in 2013. And the volleyball team will play host to its final 2 home matches of the season as they take on one of the top teams in the country in one, followed by a team they have struggled against in the past. The Trojans take on 19th ranked Western Kentucky Friday night at 7. The Hilltoppers come into Sartain Hall with a record of 26-3 with no losses in the conference. And after Friday's tough test, the Trojans face Middle Tennessee State on Saturday, and that's also at 7 o'clock. The Blue Raiders have struggled this season with a 9-20 record, and one of those losses came against the Trojans. Troy is currently 2nd in the Sun Belt standings and hoping to lock up that spot for the conference tournament. And many times, football players dream of playing on the field for their favorite childhood team. Sometimes those dreams come true, but for one Troy player, his childhood dream of playing in Neyland Stadium will come true on Saturday, though he'll be on the visiting sideline. Danielle Percival has the story.
For the Trojans, when it comes time to face an SEC opponent, it usually seems like scheduling leaves Troy facing them when they're coming off a rough season and having a good year.
Seemed like, before this year, every year that we always catch the team that, when they're number one, number two in the nation.
Like last year, Arkansas. 2010, South Carolina. Well, the Trojans have Tennessee this weekend, and their record isn't as good as Troy's.
Maybe it's our turn, to get a chance and, take down an SEC team, which, that'd be nice right now.
For many players, this weekend might be the first time they've been to Neyland Stadium. However, it isn't an unfamiliar sight to Robinson.
I grew up, not too far from it in Tennessee, so that's all I went to growing up is Tennessee games. That was, my childhood dream, playing at Tennessee. So it's going to be exciting for me from a personal standpoint.
While Robinson isn't playing for the Vols or in the SEC, he's still getting the chance to live out a portion of that dream.
I'm excited about getting back, man, and actually seeing it from a different view and being on the field playing in front of all those people, rather than being in the crowd cheering for Tennessee. So I'm going to be playing against them. So I'm pretty excited about it. Shoot, 112,000 people, it's going to be kind of different.
And when it comes to good old Rocky Top?
They play it a lot up there. I have a dog named Rocky.
I'm not sure if Rocky is a blue-tick coonhound, but I'm sure Robinson is hoping Smokey isn't singing Rocky Top often on Saturday. Danielle Percival, Troy, TrojanVision Sports.
And while the Giants were crowned the champions of the MLB season, some players who are hoping to make it to that same plateau have found out their opponents. The Trojan baseball team released their 2013 schedule today. The Trojans will play host to 33 home games, and 15 of their first 20 will be at Riddle Pace Field. Troy will play in-state foes Alabama, Auburn, UAB, and Jacksonville State. They will have a tough test as they will travel to defending Sun Belt champions ULM during the second week of conference play. The season will begin with a 4-game series against the Florida A&M Rattlers on February 15th. So as you can see, Judson Courtney, a big game for the Trojan football team coming up this weekend. Second SEC opponent of the year, even though it won't be as tough a test against Tennessee as it was against Mississippi State, but in front of 105,000 up at Neyland Stadium, it's going to be a different atmosphere for the Trojans.
Yeah, it's definitely an exciting game. And for more coverage on that, people can tune in to Trojan Sports Now.
That's right. Trojan Sports Now will be on tonight at 7 and 11, so we'll have that ready for them. We'll have full previews of the game.
All right, thanks a lot, Justin.
Right.
Coming up on Troy TrojanVision Nightly News, we're getting a preview of the women's basketball season.
But first, clear day today and a little warmer than what we've been experiencing. But what's this weekend going to look like, Jamarlo?
Well, Justin, it seems as if we are going to experience those warmer temperatures as we go into tomorrow and the weekend, but I'll have more coming up next in weather.
Massive earthquake has rocked the city. Worst natural disaster this region has ever witnessed. When a disaster strikes, time is a killer. The UN Central Emergency Response Fund jumpstarts relief efforts, which saves lives. Help us help in time. Donate now at rapiddisasterrelief.org.
Hi, I'm John LaRoquette. As an actor, I've made a career of TV and performing on the Broadway stage. But if I was disabled, couldn't I still act? We all adapt to our abilities. We find ways to overcome our limitations. Only abilities matter. Visit Kessler Foundation on Facebook and tell us your abilities. Then go to KesslerFoundation.org, where only abilities matter.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now Jamarlo Phillips joins us for a look at weather.
So, Jamarlo, we had cooler temperatures at the beginning of the week. Can we look to see those cool temperatures stick around to our weekend, or are they going to get a little lower? Or are we going to be seeing warmer weather again?
Well, Courtney, we're actually going to see warmer temperatures as we go throughout the week and into the weekend. But as we go into next week, those temperatures may cool back down. But I'll get into more of that right now. But first, let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Taking a look across Bill Gray's quad right now. Skies are clear. Sun is beginning to set. Going into our current conditions for the first day of November, skies are sunny, temperature coming in at 70 degrees, dew point 37, humidity at 30%, barometer reading 29.98 and steady, with our winds coming from the west-northwest at about 13 miles per hour. Taking a look at today's stats. Today we were able to see a high of 71 degrees, a low of 44 degrees. There was no rain in our area today. Sun rose this morning at 7 a.m. and it's supposed to set this afternoon around 5:53 p.m. Taking a look at our temperatures from around the state, we can see that we're experiencing those high 60 to low 70 degree temperatures across the state right now. It's very clear as well across the state. Mobile 73 degrees with sunny skies. Huntsville sitting at 66 degrees with sunny skies. Birmingham 72. Montgomery at 71 degrees. Troy at 70 degrees as well. Phoenix City at 69 degrees and Dothan sitting at 70 degrees. Taking a look at our current temperatures in the southeast, we can see that we're still experiencing those warmer temperatures. But as we take a look towards the west in the Texas area, they're experiencing temperatures up to 86, 85, 84 in Houston. Corpus Christi at 84 degrees. Taking a look at our current temperatures across the United States, we can see that the northeast, they're experiencing those temperatures, those low 50 and low 40 temperatures in those areas. But as we take a look at towards the northwest, they are experiencing as well those low 50 to low 60 degree temperatures in those areas. Taking a look at our departure from normal, as we take a look in our area, we will be experiencing tomorrow about a 5-degree decrease of what we've been seeing in the last few days. Taking a look at our current surface map, we can see that we have a few low pressure systems across the United States right now, as well as a couple high pressure systems as well. But as we take a look at towards in our area down here in the Gulf of Mexico, we have a stationary front along with a band of wind and stationary fronts going across Florida and going into the Atlantic with a cold front. Taking a look at our precipitation forecast for the next 48 hours. We will not be experiencing any rain in our forecast for the next 48 hours, but let's take a look at towards the Florida area, towards the Tampa and Orlando area. They will be experiencing maybe under an inch of rain. Taking a look at Friday's forecast. As we look into our area will be clear. Taking a look at Saturday's forecast, again, our area will remain clear. And going into Sunday, we will be experiencing rain. We'll be experiencing maybe under an inch of rain, northern portion of Alabama as well, to the west of Alabama as well. So do be on the lookout for that on Sunday. Make sure that you have an umbrella on hand. Just keep something with you in case we do experience those showers. Going into Monday's forecast, that rain will have moved out of our area. So by Monday going into next week, we should be experiencing a nice week next week, except for those cooler temperatures that are supposed to come in. Taking a look at tonight's forecast, we'll be seeing mostly clear skies. Will be a cool night tonight with light and variable winds coming from the west-northwest at about 8 miles per hour with a low of 44 degrees. Taking a look at tomorrow's forecast. Tomorrow we'll be experiencing mostly sunny skies. It'll be a nice and clear day tomorrow with breezy winds coming from the west-southwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour with a high of 81 degrees. Taking a look at our 4-day forecast. And going into Friday, we'll be seeing sunny skies with a high of 81 degrees, the low of 51. Going into Saturday, we'll see a high of 84, sunny skies, the low of 55. Going into Sunday, we'll see partly cloudy skies with a high of 80 degrees with a low of 54. And going into Monday, those temperatures will start to decrease with partly cloudy skies, the low of 72 degrees. So, Courtney, Judson, as you can see, for the rest of the week, we'll experience those warmer temperatures going into the weekend. But as we go into Monday, those temperatures may begin to drop, and we'll start to see those cooler temperatures as we go into next week.
Exactly. So hopefully we'll continue to experience those fall-like temperatures.
Right.
Thanks, Jamarlo.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jamarlo.